Every for some it was a heartbreaker, wasn't it? But it was a fitting result for Argentina, and especially for Messi, who was playing probably his last game. I think he's been a star in the football world, and it was great to see him getting his hands on that trophy.
The passion all over the world, as we say. A French cafe right here in Colombo. We were all... Just doesn't get much bigger than that. But you spoke of a heartbreak last night. Well, will it be heartbreak for Dambulla or today? It is in their hands. They need to win and win big. Let's hear from Sikandar Raza now, who got back into form last night.
Every time we find ourselves in a winning position with the bat, we don't really do too well with the ball. When we find ourselves in a winning position with the ball, unfortunately batting hasn't clicked. So it has been a tournament where bits and bobs have worked, but not collectively. I thought we had the right combination. I thought the team was really good. But if you look at it, we've got maybe 1 or 2 50s the whole tournament. So I think that we haven't got many guys who've taken a lot of wickets. We haven't bowled a side out. So I don't think so it was something to do with the combination. I think it was something to do that each individual must look. I think it was something to do with performances. And I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say that I have been below par with the bat. Bowling has looked after me here and there. But with the bat, it has been tough for myself. I've been getting out funny ways, run out of a no ball, diving one-hand blinder catches, you middle the ball and it goes straight to the fielder. Any other day it goes in the gap. I wouldn't say anything but the fact that I should have been a bit more precise with my training, with my playing, and hopefully I take these lessons back, and hopefully the next time I find myself in Sri Lanka with national team or with LPL, I remember these lessons and get better. Cricket is a funny game. It's a shootout basically tomorrow. We would know exactly what we need to do. We just made it really tough for ourselves. But yeah, we had a chance. We had a bigger chance today, but there is still a very slight chance. But I'm an optimistic guy as long as there's a chance.
And he'll be captaining tonight. We know Dasun Shanika. Amir, what do they need to do to get across the line in a big way when they're bowling first?
I think they have to look for wickets. That's the key for them. If they're thinking of containing the batsman, they'll falter. Let me tell you that. And if they are able to pick wickets at regular interval, that will give them a chance to actually go out there and chase those runs. To be able to find a place in playoffs. It might happen.
Will it be the end of the Dambulla aura for 2022, or will they pull off Mission Impossible and end the Galle Gladiators season, last year's finalists? It's all on the line tonight. Galle Gladiators can finish as high as third. Don't go anywhere.
It's the glory of the nation.
Get set for the fireworks in the Test Series. Bangladesh versus India, second Test, Thursday, 22nd December. Every generation is blessed with a few greats.
Inspiring.
हम शादी के बाद यहाँ रहने वाले हैं।
जेब में कितने पैसे?
115।
थोड़े कम नहीं है 2 करोड़ से?
सपना देखने में क्या जाता है?
ना है तू अंधेरा, ना हूँ मैं उजाला, मिलके कोहरा कोहरा बने।
चाहक तो रात है ये,
बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी होने वाली है।
चाह उस पे चांद भी,
काठमांडू टाइम बॉम्ब पर है।
स्याही स्याही हो रही रोशनी भी।
पढ़ाई करके पैसे वो ही कमाते हैं जिनको जिंदगी को, दुनिया को पढ़ना नहीं आता। लेकिन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन का एक फायदा मुझे मिला। I met this woman, the love of my life.
मेरे लिए तू ना बना, तेरे लिए मैं ना बनी, दिल की मगर एक ही नजर, एक आसमां, एक ही ज़मीन।
दोनों ऑड है भाई, मेड फॉर ईच अदर टाइप।
कुछ भी कूल नहीं होना चाहिए, सब कुछ फाड़ू होना चाहिए।
Can Team India bounce back in the tests? India Tour of Bangladesh, second test, 22nd to 26th December, 9 a.m. live on Sony Live.
एक ना मम्मा थी। मम्मा ने खाना बनाना सीखा बच्चों के लिए।
बच्चों ने बोला कोरियन खाना है तो मम्मा ने कोरियन सीखा। बच्चों ने बोला मास्टर शेफ जाओ, मम्मा मास्टर शेफ गई। एक जिद जो बनी एक माँ की ख्वाहिश, क्या बनेगी वो देश की सबसे फेवरेट शेफ?
मास्टर शेफ इंडिया 2 जनवरी से रात 9 बजे सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन और सोनी लिव पर। Fiercer than before, hungrier than ever. King Kobe is back to tame the tigers. Watch India tour of Bangladesh 4th to 26th December live on Sony Live.
लास्ट ईयर 24 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू किया है, नेट प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी इज 24%।
यहाँ क्यों आए हो यार आप?
जान का खोना एक ऐसी चीज होती है, उसके जाने के बाद सोचते हो क्या कर सकते थे जो बच जाते। That was the reason we started Medicines.
5 करोड़ 5%, biggest offer on Shark Tank ever.
अब पूरा इंडिया बिजनेस की सही वैल्यू समझेगा। आ रहा है शार्क टैंक इंडिया सीजन 2 2 जनवरी से सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन और सोनी लिव पर।
सेल्स क्या है?
1 करोड़ सेल्स वी आर ऑफर।
The 4th place in the playoffs is up for grabs today as the Galle Gladiators and the Dambulla Aura play the last group match of the Lanka Premier League 2022. While the Gladiators need a win to see them through to the eliminator, the Dambulla Aura will have to achieve victory with a huge margin to throw the Galle Gladiators out of the playoffs. The game of glorious uncertainties is ready to be played out. It's the Gladiators versus the Auras, building up to the LPL 2022 eliminator. Hello and welcome to the R Premadasa at Colombo, the final group game. Everything to play for these two teams. The Galle Gladiators take on Dambulla Aura. Earlier on, the coin went up, as is customary before every game. Toss going to the Galle Gladiators. And they elected that they want to go out and bat. Now, Tanuka and Azam will open the batting today. Nawindu, who's Nuanidu, I beg your pardon, has looked good. Oshada will be looking to get some runs in there. The order at the end, not so strong. So top order's got to make sure they get those runs.
Dambulla, they got lots of work to do. Many changes. Sikandar Raza is captain. Shimon Daniels and Cox at the top. Going to be very, very important. Lasit Cruzpilla is back in the team. There's no Banu Rajapaksa. There's no Dasun Shanaka. That's the big news. But each of these players will have to step up and play the best they have in this competition. Right, well, there's that one spot that's left for grabs. Don't worry about the two teams in the qualifiers. Candy and the Kings have got themselves there. Colombo Stars in 3rd place. This game is the decider for who will take on Colombo Stars in the eliminator. Now, this is the surface that they're going to be played on this afternoon, and the 2 matches 2 days ago. Ideal batting conditions. You can come out there and give yourself an opportunity. You can certainly get a score on the board that you feel you can defend. No due to worry about tonight. There's been no due to worry about throughout this Colombo leg of the LPL. So it's all about going out there and making the most of the batting conditions. Russell, you can probably tell us a little bit more about that. You were out there yourself. Yeah, dry pitch. You wouldn't see much of deterioration or wear and tear. In that sense, it looks good. But it's going to be on the slower side. The slower you bowl, the more turn you'll get. But from a batter's point of view, when you bowl slow, you can create your own length because there's time to move around. So it's all about holding your nerve and creating those opportunities. You have to be tactically smart. You're not going to sit back and get the result you want.
Kusal Mendes, He's been pretty good this season. Top score 72, striking at 130. And that's going to be Pramod Madhushan, featured for the Aura for the latter matches in the LPL this season. It's been quite impressive, the opportunities he's taken. Maha?
Definitely he has been. I think if someone can get some lateral movement of this pitch, will be this bowler on screen now, Pramod Madhushan. He can do that naturally. Brings the ball back into the left hander. That's Tanuka Dabare. We've seen up in Kandy when he did that in Castle, Dinashan Dikkala. Remember that very well. As the countdown begins, it's going to be a great game upon our cards.
We're going to have to try and hit the Gladiators hard, play attacking cricket, the Aura. Keep their chin-ups. And then make the numbers and see what they need to do with the bat. So a lot to think of, but for the moment, just attack the opposition. Give it a good go.
Yeah, if ever they've just got to forget about the kind of form they've been in, the disappointing performances they've had in the last couple of weeks, it's now. Go out there, give it your all. Outside edge, it goes down to third man. Won't carry, just a single.
Taking a closer look at this Dambulla outfit, so many youngsters, so many under 23 and 24 players. Without Dasun Shanak and Banu Rajapaksha with age and experience not in this team. You take Cruz Pulle, Dilum Sudhir, Chamit Singh, all these players are young players who are coming through the system. So I think this is a great opportunity. It's an important game, yes. If they lose, go home, and if they win well. They still have opportunity. So even that man on screen, Chevron Daniel, just 19.
No one to look up to. And that's a good thing. So that means the responsibility is on you for these younger players. There are people who shine in such situations.
Oh, nicely bowled. Good length. Bit of shape away from the right-hander.
When you have big names in the team, you sometimes sit back and wait for those players to perform. There's not much that has come their way from Banu Rajapaksa and Dasun Shanaka as well. And hence the team goes nowhere. So now you wake up. Got to do it yourself. Maybe a good thing.
He won't be taking part in this evening's fixture. He'll be burning inside. Outside edge. Nobody in the gully region. Another single down to third man. But what I've liked, Pramod is definitely getting some swing here. And he's done well to pitch it up continuously.
That's his strength. Pitched it up. Kusal Mendes, captain. Scored a magnificent 72 early on the tournament. Many goods well. Such class batter to have a look. And Pramod Madhushan will hold the key, as I said. New ball to make use of it. I think he has to bowl and well and pick up wickets early doors.
There's that swing again. Now he'll feel he's missed out. Tanuka Dabare gave himself a bit of room. Looking to go through the offside, but he's hit that full toss straight. Backward point fielder.
And also an indication of he had only one option. Yes, you're premeditating. That's why you're coming down the wicket and giving yourself room. No problem with that. You look at the field. Sometimes you look at how the bowler's bowling. And you make your move. But you got to have 2 or 3 options. Otherwise, that's what will happen. If it's not exactly where you want the ball, you need to have another option. At least get off strike. 1 over bowl, 2 for no loss.
मेरे घर में चाय बनाने के साथ गिराई भी जाती है। कभी अपने साथ साथ फ्रिज को भी खिलाया जाता है। म्यूजिक सिस्टम पे कभी पिक्चर भी दिखाई जाती है। और कार को हाथों से नहीं बस आंखों से छुआ जाता है। ऐसी 101 चीजों।
पढ़ाई करके पैसे वो ही कमाते हैं जिनको जिंदगी को, दुनिया को पढ़ना नहीं आता। लेकिन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन का एक फायदा मुझे मिला। I met this woman, the love of my life.
मेरे लिए तू ना बना, तेरे लिए मैं ना बनी।
कुछ भी कूल नहीं होना चाहिए, सब कुछ फाड़ू।
State.
Lanka Premier League 2022 sponsors. Motherplay.net, the title sponsor. Supported by many others. Presented by SkyExchange.net. Powered by sponsors 1xBet, Fair Play News, Toyam Sports Limited. A host of other partners that have come on board to make Season 3 as successful as it is. Lahiru Madhushankar. Well bowled. Very nicely bowled. Looks to me here, Maha, that they've made a concerted effort to make sure that they're getting that ball as full as possible early on.
And that's the strength of both of these bowlers, Madhushan as well as Lahiru Madhushankar. Pitching it up, taking it away from the right hand. They've got to do it. I'm surprised at least not a single slip field is there to start with. Option would be there to get the shot when you get into the slip area. You need wickets against the Gladiators. They're top heavy in the middle order, not so experienced. There you go, just as I spoke, some movement, some bounce. Will that be tempting to Sikandar Raza to get a slip field in there?
Madhushankar has got national honours. An all-rounder he is. Now you mentioned picking up wickets, but it's not the type of wicket that you can go and blast out batters. You got to work your way in, and that working your way in is building pressure by bowling dots, being smart in the field, cut every run. And when suddenly the batters look up, it's eating into the overs and the scoreboard's not moving, that's where the problems happen.
That's been a very encouraging start from the Dambulla aura. Sikandar Raza at the toss said that he was happy to chase because they want to know what they'll need at the end of the first innings. That makes things more in control for yourself as opposed to having to bowl at a team and bowl them out in a certain amount of time.
The Gladiators playing for their strength, and Raza wants to know what exactly they're chasing. Simple. And in the end, it's all about who plays well on the particular day.
He had a good knock, Dhanuka Dabre. That's where we all noticed him. Run out of the last ball of the innings. Played some wonderful shots, Dhanuka Dabre. Used his feet. You need to play the spinner, then awareness of where the field is set and where the bowler might bowl. But from a young player, what we'd like to see is do it again and again.
Down the wicket, looking to get after the bowling. Just talking about Dhanuka Dabre, another of the players who wasn't originally in the first 11. When he got an opportunity, he took that opportunity. We've seen that as well. Shane Thomas with the ball in hand for the Candy Falcons. Sadira Samarawikrama after the first game for the Jaffna Kings, replacing Ramanola Gurbas. But as you say, don't do it just once or twice. You need to make sure you become consistent. Very easy to rest on your laurels once you get a first team place and think that you're going to remain there.
Be in our faces, be in the faces of the selectors. That's what you need to do. Do not leave it for discussion or potential. Keep proving yourself. That's the way to go.
Yeah, slow ball to finish. Confusion between the two. We'll get back safely. That's well backed up as well by the bowler. Wow, this is a very, very good start by Dambulla Aura. 2 overs gone, 3 for no loss.
आपका बेटा सोनू ही जब आपके टॉयलेट को देखकर बताए तो कुछ और नहीं, सिर्फ नया गाढ़ा हार्पिक जो जमकर दाग धब्बे जर्म्स बदबू हटाए।
वाओ!
हार्पिक चमकाए ऐसा
टॉयलेट बनाए नए जैसा।
हम शादी के बाद यहाँ रहने वाले हैं।
जेब में कितने पैसे?
115।
थोड़े कम नहीं है 2 करोड़ से?
सपना देखने में क्या जाता है?
ना है तू अंधेरा ना हूँ मैं उजाला मिलके कोहरा कोहरा बने
बुक पर
Broadcasters, Sony 10 Sports had a Dharana in Sri Lanka and then all over the world as well. India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Maldives, Pakistan, Afghanistan, the Caribbean, South and Sub-Saharan Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, South and Central America. So all over the world these pictures are going.
Chaminda Wickramasinghe, trying to be unpredictable, changing the bowlers around. Now looking at the bowling lineup, Pramod Madhushan will be the leader of that pack. And use him when the captain wants to. Now we might sit here and say, okay, Galle Gladiators won the toss, they're going to bat first. Dambulla need to win and win well. But they ideally don't want to be chasing a score of 50 to 60. But that generally doesn't help the net run rate. A moderate score and get it quickly, that's the biggest impact that can have. So maybe chase around 130. And do that in about 10 overs, 11 overs. That's the best chance.
Now, nothing against young Wickramasinghe. I thought that first over from Pramod North for 2, he would have got another opportunity here. Shape on the ball, experience. Interesting to just try and think about what the captain had in his mind.
I'm baffled. Got to be unpredictable, yes, but what a first over of such as that and creating that pressure and all of a sudden changing to a bowler who has not played cricket for a long time. They have bowled much in practices, but it's different in match conditions. Madhushan was threatening with the swinging ball, so just don't understand what the tactics behind this decision.
Full toss with an offer. Bottom of the bat, it's put away, and suddenly they're flying. To answer your question, Tino, what was the captain thinking, or what has he got in his mind? Just throwing it out there. Nothing.
Well, I mean, it just didn't make much sense to me. Wonderful first over. 3 runs on the board after 2 overs. Now 2.5 overs. It's 11 runs on the board, 2 boundaries.
Yeah, as I said, got to be unpredictable, but sometimes you're too unpredictable. This is what happens. Not at all smart thinking by Sikandar Raza. I'm afraid I got to say that.
That's short. Is the man back on the deep square boundary? It'll just be one. Noor Ahmed does the cleaning up.
A couple of balls ago, short and wide. He got it over point. Outfield is lightning quick. Now here, Tino, the point that I was trying to make earlier. Build up dots. That's the way to build pitch. It's that type of pitch where you have to frustrate the opposition and yourself not be frustrated. Keep your chin up and bowl. Because you will only concede runs and invite pressure at this stage if you're feeding the batters. If you're trying too many things and feeding them, they will hurt you. Then you're going to struggle. Build those dots. Force the batter to take chances. You'll be all over them and like a rash.
Now, Maha's brought up a fair point. Hasn't played a lot of cricket, hasn't had game time with the ball. Trading is very different to out in the middle. Now that's wide. You just dissect his over so far. Wide ball outside the off stump, full toss. Short and wide, next ball cut for 4. Short and straight, next ball pulled to the mid wicket. Now wide down the leg side. Really has just released that pressure that those first 2 overs created.
Nerves. That's all Galle going to use. The first game he was started well but ended up pretty bad. But in the end, it's all about holding your nerve. That's better. That's better. Fuller length and get Tanu Dabare to play down the ground. It's very strong through the score of the wicket. Iraqi of Sri Lanka cricket. Extreme left in Tegelvimana. Head of domestic cricket next to him is Mr. Samantha Durangala. the tournament director OPL, and Mr. Ashley Silva, Chief Executive Officer of Sri Lanka Cricket. Just finishing up. Tanuka Dabare will be very dangerous, anything short. Much better. Fuller, slow ball this time. Fairfield that square for a moment. In the end, did well. We've all been in that situation, and we most of the time had let it go for a boundary. Decent bit of fielding by Cruz Pulle. 3 gone, 15 for no loss.
अगला सवाल आप पूछिए। फर्श पर चींटी कॉकरोच मक्खी मच्छर के लिए फिनाइल यूज करती हूँ, पर वो पूरी तरह सफाई नहीं देता और डर भी लगता है कि ये बच्चों और पेट्स के लिए हार्मफुल तो नहीं। क्या करूँ? एक तीर से 2 निशाने लगाओ ना। फिनाइल हटाओ, नया लाइसॉल लाओ।
पढ़ाई करके पैसे वो ही कमाते हैं जिनको जिंदगी को, दुनिया को पढ़ना नहीं आता। लेकिन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन का एक फायदा मुझे मिला। I met this woman, the love of my life.
Salsify.
Two overs, 3 for none is now 3 overs, 15 for none. Sal Mendes, a couple of boundaries in that 3rd over. And a change in bowling. Matthew Ford, successful yesterday with the ball. Ooh, a little bit of shape into the right-hander too.
My eyes are out there just looking at the energy and the body language of Dambulla. They're not in a good position. But those first 2 overs, when Tony went for 3 runs and how the 2 bowlers bowled either end, they looked brilliant. They were onto the ball quickly, backing up, they were buzzing. And all of a sudden, that energy has disappeared because of that over, and that's what can happen to a team in such a situation. Every little negative can affect you big time. Here's an opportunity. Just over. It's a tough one to get to.
That's where you need the leaders in the middle. Sikandar Raza won't know much of these youngsters. Got to regroup as soon as possible. It's a huge task. That's where the local talent got to step up. Likes of Lairu Madhusank has been in the system for a very long time. He has been there, done it before. You've got the youngsters coming through. This is where all this energy should be put in one push towards that positivity. And then Jordan Cox, I think he can play a huge role in the wicket keeping information. So even I don't see that much of information being passed. That good aura what the Jaffna Kings, the Candy Falcons, has it. This is encouraging by Ford, straight away bounce movement.
Yeah, and you bring up a valid point, and just thinking while you were talking, how important is it then to have local captains? Of course, that's what we've had. But in this situation, Sikandar Raza, probably a couple of youngsters who haven't played a lot in the matches that he's played. How important is it to have local people as captains of these franchises, or a couple of senior players who will be assisting if you've got a captain from outside of the country? We can come back to that conversation because we've got a boundary to talk about. Tanuka Dabare, strong there, wrong length, wrong line.
Yeah, it was a drag down, isn't it? Just dropped it short, and Tanuka Dabare, I said in my previous stint, he's very strong through the square of the wicket. Sets himself up, short, eyes it up. Look at that boundary. The movement, when it's that short, the slowness of the pitch will allow you to play those contact strokes. Just to finish up on, let's say, leaders. The captain can be an overseas player, that's fine, but you need local leaders. If you don't have that quality, overseas captaining aside, I understand, but you need leaders to information to be passed.
Oh, there's an opportunity here though. Up in the sky and he hangs on. He hangs on. That's relief. Tanuka Dabare trying to flick that onto the onside. Has to go back because they get a break. That's Lairu Madhusank. That really needs mouth.
Down the leg side, was asking to be hit for boundary. Tanuka Dabare only got the equation, couldn't time it. Plenty of air time. And Lairu Madhusank has a reputation of being one of the best fielders going around. Oh, it is up the fingers, but indeed, importantly, holds on. Stanko Dabre goes back for 7. Goal 24-1.
ये क्या है?
डेटॉल।
इससे क्या होगा?
कुछ नहीं होगा।
इससे क्या होगा?
कुछ नहीं होगा।
जब डेटॉल से कुछ नहीं होगा, फिर रोज डेटॉल के
After a shocking defeat in the ODI series, can Team India bounce back to hunt down the Tigers in the tests?
Breakthrough for Dambulla Aura. And that brings to the crease Shota Fernando. Very new to Lanka Premier League. Lots to offer with bat in hand. Perfect opportunity for him. This is why he's there. It's on the legs and it's gone a long, long way. Probably just played that ball a little bit earlier than he would have liked, and that's why it's gone so high, as opposed to going so far. This man is a wicket taker. Big appeal. The umpire doesn't think so. Matthew Ford does.
Was it pad first or bat first? But the ball did swing. I think it was pad, but it did swing a long way though. We're going to have a look.
TV umpire director, we have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. Start with front foot. Fair delivery. Front arm finition, please. It's close. Can I have your Bat is behind. First impact is on the pad. Can you go to the ball tracking when it's ready? Original decision is not out. Pitching outside off. Impact in line. Hitting the wicket.
The umpire has had to change his on-field decision, and that's why there's huge cheers from the Dambulla Aura. That is an exceptional review. He just lost one ball, Shota Fernando, 20 for 1, pick up 20 for 2.
मेरे घर में चाय बनाने के साथ गिराई भी जाती है। कभी अपने साथ साथ फ्रिज को भी खिलाया जाता है। म्यूजिक सिस्टम पे कभी पिक्चर भी दिखाई जाती है और कार को हाथों से नहीं बस आँखों से छुआ जाता है। ऐसी 101 चीज।
हम शादी के बाद यहाँ रहने वाले हैं।
जेब में कितने पैसे?
115।
थोड़ी कम नहीं है 2 करोड़ से।
सपना देखने में क्या जाता है?
ना है तू अंधेरा, ना हूँ मैं उजाला, मिलके कोहरा कोहरा।
क्या था स्कूल टाइम से?
आज कितने निकले?
वो अकेले गई थी?
मैं 8 बजे पहुंचा, 8
तूने बनवा लिया मेट्रो का? मेरा ले लो। मुझे लगता है तेरे को वो करना पड़ेगा।
Such a feat.
2 या 3 दिन में एक बार 100 रुपए का रिचार्ज करना पड़ेगा।
He's looked quite good in the matches that he's played so far this season.
8-10 तक पहुंचा स्कूल।
तू कौन से स्टेशन पे उतरता है वैसे?
On a hat-trick is Ford. On the other end. Now they just keep chipping away. Just keep it simple. Now that's a quality shot. There's nothing you can do about it. Sandaraza. Back 3-2 Mendes. Just want to add to that question we were talking about earlier, about the leadership. Looking at the Dambulla Aura team, there's no other leader who's playing today. The ball swinging in nicely. A long way, in fact. In the way. He knew straight away. He knew it was back first. Dasun Shanaka, Banka Rajapaksa, as we mentioned, are the bigger players. They're not in the team. They've been dropped performances. Youngsters around you. Sikanaraza is the most experienced player, so you do have to go to him.
Bye.
That's what it is.
It's nicely. Oh my! It's gone straight through him. That's disappointing. That's such a big off the mark.
Great start what they had. This does not want by Dambulla. Brilliant goal by Matthew Ford in the previous one. A couple of big wickets. Oshin Fernandez with goal and down playing his first game. This was not acceptable.
Nasir Shafiq is a quality player. Imagine finding that little gap. Amazing, isn't it? Delaying it, where he plays it just to get it through.
I wonder what Sikanaraza thinking right now to bring Pramod Madushan to the fifth over rather than continuing and not stopping him bowling the third over. Maybe a forced change. Wanted to get Chamandi Wickramasinghe with a hard new ball with his height to get some bounce. But certainly not work. But tell you what, young West Indian bowling from the far end did find the right length and found movement as well. And tactically, Galle Gladiators keeping Azam Khan late is something that got to see how it's going to work.
Oh, there's width there. No, he hasn't got himself in the best position to be able to execute the stroke. That's why that bat's just closed on the ball, gone straight into the ground. Plenty of local sponsors, and we've been paying tribute to them. Munchie Kome, one of them. Tasty rice crackers we've enjoyed throughout the competition. That's short, pulled into the onside. Well fielded. Ooh, direct hit would have been interesting. But you got to admire what he tried to do, Ford. Attack the ball. He's on the circle. Look at, he reads it. He's on to it. Direct hit. He's got his man. And a big one, Azad Shafiq. That's the type of effort you want, whether it works or not.
Threw you off balance. If you had taken a couple of seconds, maybe a second, taken in, it would have been a much better effort.
Oh, he's all over the place, Matthew. 2 wickets in the last over. Energetic in the field. End of the fifth over, 29 for 2.
अगला सवाल आप पूछिए फर्श पर चीटी को और डर भी लगता है कि ये बच्चों और पेट्स के लिए हार्मफुल तो नहीं। क्या करूं? एक पेड़ से 2 निशाने लगाओ ना। फिनाइल हटाओ, नया लाइसॉल लाओ। बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी होने वाली है। काठमांडू टाइम बम पड़ा है।
तो नहीं मिल रही ना, ढूंढ तो आप किस लिए हो? वो बताएंगे ना तेरे को जॉब हुई तो कोई उनको बोला नहीं, मेरे को नहीं आता ना ढूंढना। अभी वो कल तू मेरे साथ चलती तो वो सौरभ भैया आए हुए थे।
Drawing interest, Matthew Ford with 2 wickets in the last over. Last 2 balls of his last over.
एक तो मिलता है ना, 50 में से एक। मेरी बात सुन, अगर तू जितना जाएगी
doesn't get the hat trick. We already saw a hat trick this season from Wanindu Hasaranga. It's a second wicket. Wicket of Kushada Fernando. He had to go for the review. Just love the celebration. West Indian celebration. All heart, all energy, all effort. Rusha, tell us about it.
Yeah, indeed, he looks very excitable. He swings the ball and it's pretty nippy. Hurried the batter that time.
Yeah, he has impacted the game. Got his first opportunity yesterday. He looked good.
in this crucial game.
अरे यार तो थोड़ी
He
ना
has
होता है
led the way.
तेरा बोलना तेरी फीलिंग से तेरे को जो प्रॉब्लम है
Sniff of a chance for Dambulla. The captain has to keep on reminding his players
कोई बात बोलती है ना मैं बस सुनती हूँ और
restrict
सामने
them
में अपने
to 130.
के सामने ऐसे बोलती हूँ जैसे कि मैं नॉर्मल बात कर रही हूँ बंदे से और वो मेरी
Flirting
कंपनी
with
के मालिक
danger.
है CEO है बंदे डरते हैं
Asr Shafiq, not only the bounce, but that ball moved away.
क्योंकि मैंने नाने को कहा कि आप एक
He's
लिमिटेड
getting the
कंपनी
ball
के
to top.
डायरेक्टर रह चुके हो आपके साथ बात
Can he
करने के
fast
बाद
bowler
भी
with that
किसी
ability
छोटे
to
बंदे के
swing
साथ
the ball
बात
or
करते हो
seam
तो
the
मुझे
ball off the
नॉर्मल लगता है
surface?
इसलिए
Would
तो समझ
always be
गई
a handful.
मैं ऑलरेडी इतने
Conditions
मेच्योर आदमी
here
कंपनी के डायरेक्टर से बात कर रही
favouring
हूँ
the seam bowlers because
और
of the
यहाँ
extra
पे 40
bounce
इयर्स के
and
लड़के के
that
साथ
bit of
बात कर
grass
रही हूँ
covering,
तो
but allows for
मेरे
the
को
lateral
नॉर्मल
movement. And in the 9 matches, of course, the swing that we've seen.
डबल पॉइंट की कंपनी है सर कह रही है मेरे पास एक काम कर रहा था एक लड़का तो वही बता देगा तेरे को
The reason why they are taking risks scoring those singles because boundaries are hard to find. And it tells you that these bowlers have bowled with immaculate line length. And they've been assisted by the conditions too. Matthew Ford, the only bowler so far into his second over. You've already seen 4 options used by Dambulla with the ball. This might be another wicket. Yes! Brilliance from the new captain, Sikandar Raza. There is a different determination with him and this Dambulla group. And the man in form departs, the captain, Kusal Mendes. That is a big scalp. He's the bowler Aura in their final outing. Turning it on. Well, Dambulla is technically stealing with a chance, but it's a massive mountain that they may have to climb. But what about that? Leading from the front, Sikandar Raza, throwing himself. And that is Kusal Mendes. It's gone for 17. It's 31 for 3 in the 6th over.
मेरे घर में चाय बनाने के साथ गिराई भी जाती है कभी अपने साथ साथ फ्रिज को भी खिलाया जाता है म्यूजिक सिस्टम पे कभी पिक्चर भी दिखाई जाती है और कार को हाथों से नहीं बस आंखों से छुआ जाता है ऐसी 101 चीजों
बेटा सुमो मिर्च की कहानी सुनोगे कहते हैं 15th सेंचुरी में पोर्चुगीज जहाज में पहली बार मिर्च इंडिया लाए थे बात शुरू हुई मिर्च की हिस्ट्री से पर
Can Azam Khan make a big difference and a significant difference to this Galle Gladiators scorecard? Surely with lots of potential as a player. And that's a big wicket. Chancing his arms. The ball slightly leaving him, hence the top edge. And a brilliant catch. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Azam Khan is going to approach this.
बड़ा एक्टिव हो गया आदि अरे दीदी वो तो बाहर जा रहा है तो ये तो मंदिर है बाहर के फर्श पे तो जूते चप्पल सब आते हैं मैं पूरा घर ऐसे ही साफ रखती हूँ क्योंकि घर भी तो एक मंदिर ही है पर कैसे नए लाइजॉल
Can Team India bounce back in the tests? India Tour of Bangladesh, second test, 22nd to 26th December 9 a.m. live on Sony Live.
लास्ट ईयर 24 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू किया है नेट प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी
ड्रोन खड़ा हुआ है सिंग कर दे बेटा नहीं तो मेरा
And on the power play, a very good one for Dambulla Oro. 31 for 3 Galle Gladiators in this very important last match of the group stage. Starts off with the wide, but that's a good change. Madhu Shankar is a sort of bowler who could get the ball to wobble off the surface. They need wickets. And daily of Asr Shafiq. A couple of overs ago, I saw Sikandaraza give chase to on drive from Kusal Mendes. Pulled it back, and now this brilliant catch. That's another one. They're tumbling, Galle Gladiators. A real special effort with the ball we are seeing here from Dambulla Aura.
Well, they found some inspiration, I'll tell you. They look pretty ordinary in the last game, but they have certainly found their mojo. They're really doing well here. You can't keep this man out. Four, he's got 3 wickets, now he holds on to a catch. Another big wicket. Asad Shafiq gone for 6. Galle, 32 for 4.
जब कोई गेस्ट आपके टॉयलेट की तरफ जाए और आपका दिल घबराए तो कुछ और नहीं, सिर्फ नया गाढ़ा हार्पिक जो जमकर दाग धब्बे जर्म्स बदबू हटाए।
वाओ!
हार्पिक चमकाए ऐसा,
टॉयलेट बनाए नए जैसा।
हमारा पूरा क्राउड राम्या के लिए चीयर कर रहा है। We need them on our side. हम एक टैलेंट शो करते हैं ना?
जाहिरा अली और राम्या मंत्री दोनों साथ मिलकर ये इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे।
क्रांति नहीं लानी है कैंपस में हमें सरला जी।
To bring change, we need change.
Pink and white.
It's been revolving doors for this Galle Gladiators batting lineup. You want to do Fernando at the crease. 23 years of age, the right-hander. It's a big task.
Asad Shafiq is definitely a big wicket. And he has left his partners to deal with harrowing situation. The ball is doing something for the bowlers, holding on to the surface. Batting hasn't been easy. How these two are going to deal with this situation to avert it. This is perfect for Lairu Madhushankar. He's not express, but this is exactly what he does. He looks to go full, looks to find seam and swing movement. And this is perfect. This is a perfect setting as far as he's concerned. He could attack with his lines and lengths.
Yeah, put Madhushankar and the other 3 bowlers out of the 39 deliveries that we've seen in this innings. They've only conceded 4 boundaries. That's very, very impressive.
And that's why they're way ahead in this game. By stringing those dot deliveries, creating pressure on the batters, impelling them to take few chances. And in the process, have picked up 4 wickets. Way ahead in this game. Dambulla. You spoke about the 4 boundaries. They started off well, the Galle Gladiators, and then this wicket. Also, the Fernando playing in his first game. And then Kusal making this one magnificent catch. Look at the number of dot balls, 24. That's 4 overs of dot balls out of 6.4. That's amazing, that's wonderful.
I guess the bigger question is why haven't Dambulla Aura produced this type of effort with the ball over the course of the tournament? Clearly the talent is there. You might know Roshan Abasinga.
Well, the only thing I could say is that they have nothing to lose here. I mean, they're virtually out of it, and they're playing for something. They're playing for their pride. And, well, if they can win it, if they can win well, they got so much to gain, nothing to lose. Ganga, the bowling looked ordinary. But tonight, they're looking good. Picking up wicket 7 down, 34-4.
सारा पानी फंसा हुआ है, ड्रेन ब्लॉक खुल ही नहीं रहा।
इसीलिए आपका भरोसेमंद हार्पिक लाया है नया ड्रेन एक्सपर्ट। इसका शक्तिशाली फॉर्मूला जल्दी ब्लॉकेज हटाए और ड्रेन खोले सिर्फ 30 मिनट में।
नया हार्पिक ड्रेन एक्सपर्ट।
बेटा सुमो, मिर्च की कहानी सुनोगे? कहते हैं 15th सेंचुरी में पोर्चुगीज जहाज में पहली बार मिर्च इंडिया लाए थे।
बात शुरू हुई मिर्च की हिस्ट्री से, पर बन गई सुमो की लाइफ में एक मजेदार मिस्ट्री।
Network.
A virtual qualifier and a quarter final, so to speak, on our hands. Winner of this will qualify, of course, depending on net run rate in the case of the Dambulla Aura. But if Galle Gladiators win, they go through to the playoffs.
Good captaincy from Sikandar Raza, persisting with the bowler who has picked up 3 wickets, beg your pardon, and he is getting the ball to do a lot. That one hurried on to Azam Khan. Oh, he's challenging the batsman, that's for sure.
Talk about the bounce. That certainly bounced. As Amir said, it was going on quite quickly and then bounced, hit him on the forearm. But on the subject of this game, Galle and Dambulla, this is the best situation Dambulla could be, hoping to try and bowl Galle Gladiators for a small score and chase it down quickly. Now look at the net run rate, look at the difference. Both teams are minus. Another single.
He swung the ball nicely. Matthew Ford, who hails from Barbados, from round the wicket, swings the ball away from the right-handers and from over the wicket into the right-handers. So, showing his skill.
Tell me, is he bowling with the new ball? You see that kind of swing with the older ball, scrubbed up. This is amazing. And he's been rewarded.
Asking that question outside the off stump. Right-hander will know that he has that ability to bring the ball in. So you're always searching to play up the ball in anticipation of it coming into you. That's where that delivery that runs on straight is so effective in finding the outside edge. Evidence of that swing. It's double the average that we've seen.
You brought up a good point. If a batsman, a bowler is swinging the ball back into the stumps, batsman commits themselves to play on the front foot. And if the ball leaves them, if they are overcommitted, there is a chance of nicking the ball. Now, this has been challenging for the batsman and enjoyable.
You spoke of swing. What about the bounce? Swing and bounce together, that's a deadly combination. That's exactly what Ford has.
Yeah, just like Roshan and the mic. After 8, it's 36 for 4.
रोजमर्रा की छोटी चोटें, खरोचे, कटने या जलने पर इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है। इसलिए डेटॉल की नई पेशकश, डेटॉल एंटीसेप्टिक क्रीम।
जो दे डेटॉल की वही सुरक्षा, डेटॉल एंटीसेप्टिक क्रीम, हर घर का फर्स्ट एड।
पढ़ाई करके पैसे वो ही कमाते हैं जिनको जिंदगी को, दुनिया को पढ़ना नहीं आता। लेकिन फॉर्मल एजुकेशन का एक फायदा मुझे मिला। I met this woman, the love of my life.
कुछ भी कूल नहीं होना चाहिए, सब कुछ फाड़ू।
3 wickets to Matthew Ford, 1 wicket to Lahiru Madushanka. It's been an impressive effort with the ball. Spectators even dancing to the tune of the bowling that we've seen in this match number 20.
At the toss, the way Sikandar Raza spoke to you then, he was brimming, he was chirpy, looking very confident. And the first ball we saw, we could feel that spring in the feet. They were up for the challenge. Have arrived, Dambulla. Barking. Oh, good delivery. That one turned.
Might have been a little bit of bat as well. But a great start to Noor Ahmed. It's a perfect start and perfect occasion for a spin bowler to arrive in an innings. Now, just to try and understand the challenges ahead of Dambulla, now let's try and get into a situation, a hypothetical situation where Galle gets 120 in 20 overs. And then Sue tells me that if Dambulla is to qualify, they need to get those runs in 10 overs and 4 balls. Now that's how tough the task is going to be. This has gone fine.
But good to see Dambulla playing for their pride. Reserve will take care of itself. What they need to do is finish this LPL on a high. You know what? Good. They have done Dambulla. They knew if you get rid of the openers early, middle order has been struggling. When it comes to Galle Gladiators, they've been cashing in, picking up wickets consistently. And this man in the picture can pick up few wickets for his side. He's turning the ball, he's landing the ball in the right areas.
I'm keen to find out from you guys if you're surprised when Kusal Mendes won the toss. He opted to bat first. Are you guys surprised at all with that decision at the toss? I certainly did. I really thought, just to play it safe, not being negative here, but just to try and rule out whatever situation, the best was to try and put Dambulla in, put some pressure on them, because the batting is not great, they're struggling. But he opted to go the other way, and mind you, with a new look side, that's a huge gamble. 38 for 4, 9 overs gone. It's time for that strategic time.
अगला सवाल आप पूछिए। फर्श पर चीटी कॉकरोच मक्खी मच्छर के लिए फिनाइल यूज करती हूँ, पर वो पूरी तरह सफाई नहीं देता और डर भी लगता है कि ये बच्चों और पेट्स के लिए हार्मफुल तो नहीं। क्या करूँ? एक तीर से 2 निशाने लगाओ ना। फिनाइल हटाओ, नया लाइसॉल लाओ।
After a shocking defeat in the ODI series, can Team India bounce back to hunt down the Tigers in the tests? India Tour of Bangladesh, second test, 22nd to 26th December 9 a.m. live on Sony Live.
हमारा पूरा क्राउड राम्या के लिए चीयर कर रहा है। We need them on our side. हम एक टैलेंट शो करते हैं ना?
जाहिरा अली और राम्या मंत्री दोनों साथ मिलकर ये इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे।
क्रांति नहीं लानी है कैंपस में हमें सरला जी।
To bring change, we need change.
एक ना मम्मा थी। मम्मा ने खाना बनाना सीखा बच्चों के लिए। बच्चों ने बोला कोरियन खाना है, तो मम्मा ने कोरियन सीखा। बच्चों ने बोला मास्टर शेफ जाओ, मम्मा मास्टर शेफ गई। एक जिद जो बनी एक माँ की ख्वाहिश, क्या बनेगी वो देश की सबसे फेवरेट शेफ?
मास्टर शेफ इंडिया 2 जनवरी से रात 9 बजे सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन और सोनी लिव पर।
तो रात है ये
बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी होने वाली है।
चाह उस पे चांद भी
काठमांडू टाइम बॉम्ब पर है।
स्याही स्याही हो रही रोशनी भी।
Fiercer than before, hungrier than ever. King Kobe is back to tame the Tigers. Watch India Tour of Bangladesh 4th to 26th December live on Sony Live.
Sales क्या है?
1 crore sales. We are offering 1% of our company for 80 lakhs. हमने इन फूलों के शेल्फ लाइफ 2 दिन बजाय 15 दिन कर दी।
मेरी और नमिता की ऑफर है 40 lakhs in equity, 4% of the business.
आपको अंदर से कैसा लगा कि ये फूल्स क्या करते हैं? तो हम आपको 1 करोड़ देते हैं for 2%.
38 for 4 after 9 overs. This is the 5th time that the Galle Gladiators find themselves batting first in this tournament. They've lost quite a few wickets in the power play, 3 to be exact. Matthew Ford has been on fire, another West Indian fast bowler amongst the wickets. This was a brilliant catch by the captain, Sikandar Raza. So Shafiq just playing across the line, getting a leading edge, and wickets tumble in favour of Dambulla Aura.
Yeah, Ford was definitely ablaze. Another bowling change. Tilaka. Sachita. It's another cricketer. Who goes quicker through the air. To your query, whether it was a just call to bat first in this game. As we see, people getting Shakti to do things. Yeah, for me, that was a good call by the captain because you have to consider quite a few things. Dew hasn't factored in here in Colombo. The other thing, when we talk about chasing, their middle order hasn't worked. They haven't responded well throughout this competition. And they've run few changes in their middle order. So, chasing would have been difficult. And then you talk about opposition. Apart from their openers, nobody has come to the fore. So, if you account these things, for me, that was an okay call. And to top it, this pitch is tiring. It's offering a bit of grip to the bowlers.
Well, the 2 wins secured by Galle Gladiators on both occasions. They batted first. That could also be a bat-in decision. At the moment, Galle Gladiators not justifying that decision, you would say, to bat first because they're 40 for 4. And into the 10th over. Maybe the second half of the innings could be different.
You have to bat well. It was a decent over. Tilaka, halfway through, 41 for 4.
आपका बेटा सोनू ही जब आपके टॉयलेट को देखकर बताए तो कुछ और नहीं, सिर्फ नया गाढ़ा हार्पिक जो जमकर दाग धब्बे जर्म्स बदबू हटाए।
वाओ!
हार्पिक चमकाए ऐसा,
टॉयलेट बनाए नई जैसा।
WWE
एक तो रात है ये,
बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी होने वाली है।
उस पे चांद भी,
काठमांडू टाइम बॉम्ब पड़ा है।
स्याही स्याही हो रही।
Zebronics for life. Bluetooth mode.